Welcome Twitch chat and YouTube for another Team Lotus Box Vintage Octagon. This will be the fifth event hosted by Team Lotus Box for Vintage. I was victorious in 3 of the first 4 events, so looking to keep that train going today and looking to win with my 4th unique archetype as well. Very interesting deck tonight. I'm not 100% sold that it's a very strong choice, but it is something that I have put a lot of thought into, and this is my Lotus Hermit Druid deck. I didn't really want to play PO, although I think PO is actually not in a bad spot right now, because I think in these small events it can be heavily metagamed against, and I felt like there are a couple other combo players in the 8-player field, so I didn't really want to choose PO as my deck for tonight. I did still want to play combo, but just not like artifact-based combo. As I don't traditionally like to play Breach and Doomsday, this is like the next closest thing. I do view this deck as similar to a Doomsday deck. Hermit Druid, Thassa's Oracle creates a kind of similar feeling to doing Doomsday things. And you play a lot of the same blue package, same counterspell kind of package. But you get to play these Deathrite Shamans and play a bit of a stronger game against decks that are attacking your mana, which is really cool. Still playing Living Wish to skirt around Luris's drawback and be able to get things like True Name Nemesis against creature decks, Reclamation Sage as a catch-all answer. Also gives us a variety of different combo options between the 4th Hermit Druid, a Collector Roof, Divining Witch to play around Graveyard Hate, Thassa's Oracle. If you already are leylined, you could still flip over your deck with Hermit Druid and play a Thassa's Oracle. So there's a lot of different things you can get, along with Dredge Hate in Strip Mine and Tabernacle, which is really, really powerful. So I think one of the big upgrades in this deck is you get to play a bunch of Force of Vigors in the sideboard, which makes your shot matchup a lot better. So I'm a really big fan of how this deck is constructed and how it plays. It's like I said, it's similar to a Doomsday deck that is kind of melded with a bug deck a little bit. Yeah, I think that's all I really have on this deck list. If you want to see more matches with this deck list, you should be able to find some on my YouTube channel. I think I posted at least one video after Luris was printed with this deck, so you should be able to find that on my YouTube channel somewhere. Okay, so this is going to be just a quick segment on what decks were chosen. In an 8-player event, it is very crucial that you take a look at your opponents and choose a correct deck for the metagame. We always thought Slasher would show up with some variety of workshops, and in fact, they did. They chose to go with the Gola Stacks Prison workshop this time. Kyle has got a Rug Planeswalker deck, but with Deathrite Shaman, so this is more of like a 4-color Deathrite Shaman deck that was popularized by the by Yuta Takahashi. Ian was on. Is this just this is Wet Jund? Yes, the classic Jund splashing Ancestral Time Walk, very nice. Steve Mills has got Bant Archon with 4 True Name Nemesis. Wow, crazy. CFT is just playing a Sprite Dragon. Wow, a Sprite Dragon PO Underworld Breach Scald's deck. Very cool. Very, very cool. All the combos. I like this deck a lot. Very cool. Sandy showed up with Oops All Spells. Just straight up Oops All Spells. And then we play in round 1, we're going to play against this Fast Bond Valakut Exploration land-based combo deck. So overall, I actually think that our choice of playing a combo-based graveyard deck looks pretty reasonable against this field. We'll have to see how it plays out tonight. Okay, here we go. This is the top 8 of the Lotus Box Octagon for Vintage. We are versing a very crazy deck tonight in our first match. We're versing lands, I guess? 4 Raminop Excavator, Hedron Crab, Loam, Blue Power, Crop Rotations, 4 Fast Bond, 4 Exploration, 4 Valakut Exploration, 2 regular Exploration, and then Orboro, Bazaar, Fengraph, Glacial Chasm, Field of the Dead, Bajuka Bog, all kinds of stuff like that. So it's a land-based combo deck. Fast Bond and Valakut are the main pieces. that you need to counter. And then there are things like Excavator and Crab, which are also very important. We need to, being a graveyard-based combo deck, be wary of open green mana to cast Crop Rotation for Bajuka Bog. That's the big thing that we need to be wary of. So we're in here. We've got the die roll, and I've got a cat. Okay, this is pretty strong hand, I think. We've got a bunch of fast mana. We have the ability to find the missing pieces. I think we're going to just try to find Consult and go for a Thassa's Consult kill. That way we won't even have to use the graveyard. Or we could find an Oracle and go for a Hermit Druid into a Thassa's Oracle kill and not have to use the graveyard as well. So, not bad. I think we might just start by Merchant Scrolling for Force of Will and then work from there. How many Wastelands do my opponent play? My opponent plays 4 Wastelands, which is something to consider. Don't know if we're allowed to play around Wasteland here, though. Maybe we are just supposed to start with Preordain and look for lands. I think this is a keep. But I'm trying to figure out if I would like to Merchant Scroll for a Force of Will for protection, or if I'd like to Merchant Scroll for an Ancestral, or if I'd like to just Preordain and try to find lands. I think the answer is Preordain and try to find... I'd really like to have a Force of Will, because I feel like my opponent's deck doesn't do very much if you force their special play. But I'm really concerned about getting Wastelanded. Very concerned about getting Wastelanded. I'm gonna cast Preordain. I found a Deathrite Shaman and a Hermit Druid. Wow, that's pretty crazy. Yeah, I think we're gonna bottom the Deathrite Shaman, take the Hermit Druid, play a turn 1 Hermit Druid, make opponent have something. Because a Wasteland won't do it, but holding open a Crop Rotation will. Unless we draw an island, in which case we can play around that as well. So this Hermit Druid draw, quite solid. What happened, Slasher? It's been like 2 minutes. I appreciate the raid. Have a Hermit Druid. Ooh, turn 1. Not ideal. Let's see what Storm Thief plays. All right, I can F6 here, which is nice. So here are the 2 things that I can think happen. 1, if they could Wasteland my Underground Sea, which we would just beat on the spot with Hermit Druid combo. 2, they could hold up Crop Rotation, in which case we can beat it with a top-decked island. Or they could play a fast bond and do multiple things. Or they could kill us with a fast bond as well. So we could also die on turn 1 here. I chose not to go for Merchant Scroll for for Force of Will. So we could totally die here. I guess we don't actually turn 1 because we have drawn the Oracle, huh? No, we can Therapy ourselves, right? So they do have fast bond. I need to get my own deck list up, don't I? It's been so long since I played this deck. Do I have therapies in it still? Yeah, I do have a therapy still. But I don't really want to go for something like that against an active Crop Rotation. Okay, so they got a Crop Rotation right away. What does that mean? Are they going to go for like a Bazaar? They just went for a Strip Mine? Are they going to Strip Mine my C? Okay. So this should just be game. Let me make a quick check of their list. So they could have... I don't see any way they can interact with me. So what I should be able to do here is Hermit Druid, mill over my deck, Cabal Therapy my Thassa's Oracle, and then reanimate my Thassa's Oracle. And my opponent has blue mana, so they could have Ancestral. And that seems like it. So I'm going to fetch right away anyways, just in case. But I don't see a way that my opponent can win the game here. All right, so my library flips over. My Narcomoebas come out. I cast Therapy. I target myself. Huh. I don't think opponent saw the target yourself with Therapy line. So yeah. Opponent would not have been able to crop rotate Bajuka Bog to win this game because I was drawing into an island to go activate Hermit Druid and then play Thassa's Oracle from my hand. So we actually had crop rotation beat anyways, but yes, this is one way I can get the Oracle out of my hand is with my Therapy. We are on the minimal number of, pretty much the minimal number of combo pieces with only 3 Narcomoebas, 1 Therapy, 1 Dread Return. You could technically, I guess, play 2 Narcomoeba, but that's like, doesn't, I think 3 is pretty much the minimum, so. No, it is open deck list, so I knew they had no answers. So post board, they have 3 Pyroblasts, 3 Flusterstorms, Tireless Trackers, Mindbreak Traps, another Bajuka Bog, so 2 Bajuka Bogs. And that's kind of it, really, actually. No ley lines. So 2 Bajuka Bogs and a bunch of counter spells. Do we actually have cards we want to board in here? Soul Guide Lanterns, maybe? Maybe just Vigors? I'm not 100% convinced that... I guess with 4 fast spawn, 4 exploration, Vigor does seem fairly reasonable here. And then maybe we'll just leave these lanterns and we'll just go... I wonder if we're just supposed to trim the full graveyard combo. We might be just supposed to trim the graveyard combo here with 2 bogs. And just play a control game and still be able to Thassa's combo. Might be reasonable. These Living Wishes get kind of bad if we do that, but... I like getting rid of the dead deckless spots. 2 Bajuka Bogs and 4 crop rotations is kind of a lot. Maybe this is not the right way to play it. We can always change it up for game 3, though. We have a cat. Immediately draw a Living Wish. But look how much combo. Look at how much counter magic we have. I feel like this is really strong. We could Living Wish for Narcomoeba as a blue card. Not unreasonable. Lotus is in its own zone, but you should still be able to Living Wish for it. I think was the last time we checked. Lotus isn't in the sideboard, it's in the companion zone, I think, but it's technically in your sideboard, so it's weird. Maybe it's not actually in your side. I don't really know. Maybe it's actually in a companion zone. I don't really know. I don't know how that works. I'm pretty sure we know that we can Living Wish for it, though. My opponent probably wants to jam a fast spawn here because they don't want to play into Pierce too hard. We will definitely just pitch Preordain. They only have 3 cards left, so it's not. It could just be that fast one could easily be a bait, but I think that's okay. Maybe I'm supposed to play Tarn to play around Wasteland, but I actually think this is fine because we drew a tropical island. If they're spending their whole turn wastelanding, I think it's okay. Though I do, yeah, I don't know. Maybe this is bad. I thought it would be okay to play the tropical island, but I could see it being not great. A blue card's a decent draw here. That way I could have Force and Pierce. Okay, Bajuka Bog is in their hand. It's unfortunate for them. But we also aren't really playing for the graveyard combo here. Oh, that's a good draw for sure. I think I'm just gonna go with Prop, Deathrite, still hold open Pierce, still hold open Force. Deathrite will be really strong versus them as well. And we'll just play this game slow. It's possible we didn't need to force this fast bond, but it feels pretty reasonable. They can play another fast bond now through Pierce. They can't play a Valakut Exploration through Pierce, though. Time Walk is fine. Maybe they're trying to get to Pyroblast. I do have a Rexage in my board to kill an Exploration if I need to. I do think this is worth forcing. They might have a Pyroblast. They did not. Okay. Return Orboro, play Orboro. Makes sense. Oboro. Bigger. Okay. So I have Oof, Druid, Rexage, Strip Mine. Ooh, I kind of like Strip Mine their Taiga. Is that greedy, chat? That could be greedy. Kind of like it, though. Maybe I should have gotten the Foothills. This might be a greedy line, but I kind of think it's good. Yeah, I can get this Luris if I really wanted to, but what I want is this Strip Mine. I guess they could have Crop Rotation. Yeah, maybe that's bad. It didn't feel like they had Crop Rotation. Maybe that line was very aggressive, and I should have maybe just gone Living Wish for Rexage. I could see that being true. Mental Misstep is not a terrible draw. Question becomes, do we want to just get the Luris this turn and attack with the Deathrite Shaman? I think the answer to that question is yes. Get an Underground Sea and a Tropical Island. Maybe I should have done this after attacking. I don't know. Luris. Oh, I can't actually. I should have gotten 2 Underground Seas. Whoops. That's a good thing I have a Deathrite Shaman, I guess. I was thinking more about this Force of Vigor. I guess I should have thinking about the Luris. But I have plenty of action on this Deathrite Shaman, and this Deathrite Shaman can't die, so maybe it doesn't matter. I don't believe there's any way in my opponent's deck to kill a Deathrite Shaman, which is a good sign. I wonder if I probably would just let a Hedron Crab resolve here. Get him to mill me. Uh-oh, they found a green source. That could be bad. Not a red source, though, so I can't get Exploration. Valakut Exploration, I guess, is what I meant to say. Yeah, I'm not sure about that Strip Mine. That Strip Mine was about the greediest I could have gotten, I think. But also, I don't hate it. Still don't hate it. Crop Rotation. I'm just going to snap off a Mental Misstep on that. That's a really big win, unless they have a Flusterstorm, I guess. No Flusterstorm. Still feel pretty good about that. Vamp Tutor. Huh. Unfortunately, my tropical island fetch is really coming to bite me here. I wonder if this turn I should actually just vigor this emerald. Seems very strong. Then I can vamp for like an ancestral on my upkeep. Kind of think that's what I want to do. Get their fetch land. These are somewhat aggressive, but we have a vamp, so I think hard cast vigor on the emerald is worthwhile. Again, they could have fluster, but they probably would have flustered for the crop rotation, so maybe we're supposed to just get Black Lotus off this. Oh, I lost my graveyard again. Both bogs are gone. I wonder... I'm definitely going to vamp here. I can't play my Luris because of the double tropical unless I get a Black Lotus. But I don't think Black Lotus is the right call. I do feel that Ancestral Recall is probably better. Black Lotus is not bad by any means. But I think it's a... It really... The fetch lands really did mess me up. Alright, sweet. What can we Merchant Scroll for? Is there anything substantial that we can Merchant Scroll for here? So we can actually win this game on the next turn. Because what we could do... We can also Mystic Sanctuary this Ancestral. So I could go Merchant Scroll for a Gush. Mystic the thing, Gush it back. Ancestral. But I guess I can't win the game because I would need the Luris to already be in play. I'm gonna do the Gush Ancestral line. I don't know if it's correct, though. Maybe Gush is the wrong choice, and the right choice is... Yeah, this doesn't look very good, actually. Oh, well. I think we're priced into it now, though. Maybe I'm supposed to put back Vampiric. I don't know. That looks pretty good, but we didn't hit a force, so maybe it's not great. We now do have Witch Druid combo, though. They found a Taiga, so that can be an Exploration. Exploration resolves. This could get bad. Force is a little late. Huh. I guess they just have one turn, and we could force a fast spawn, so it's still pretty good for us. I guess we have enough mana right now to play a Ponder, but that is our blue card for force. I guess the likelihood we have another blue card is very high. And this could at least draw us into Time Walk or Vigor, I guess. This could also hit like Pyroblast. They could have a fetch land. Don't see a lot of downside to pondering besides missing a blue card. Flusterstorm, Deathrite, Force of Will. Well, I think we're just supposed to take the blue card we're given and then fetch away the rest of these cards. Technically, I guess this Flusterstorm will be... Slightly better. And then we'll just play out our combo and hope we don't die. I don't think I like how I played this game. Druid. Wait, this isn't a combo, right? Yeah, this is a combo. I can go get my Oracle. That's what I'm saying. Actually, we might not have enough mana. No, we have exactly enough mana. So I can use this to get my Oracle, assuming both of them are not in the top 6. And then I can play my Oracle and mill over my library with Hermit Druid. Return that to hand. That's a good sign. Land drop, revealing. Strip mine. That's good. So I think where he got here, we should have exactly enough mana. We do need to be... We could miss on this witch, technically. Is there a better way? Maybe Luris is better. I boarded out the standard combo. That's why. I could just Living Wish for Rex Sage and kill this exploration. Let's see if I can figure out a way to win. So if I play this land and I go Luris, and then I activate Hermit Druid, and then I just replay my Oracle, that should do it. I guess that works. Yeah, and I have a force, so I think that just works. So file this for black. Luris. Yeah, I boarded a little weird where I took out my full graveyard combo and boarded in the Witch and the Oracle. I don't know if that's correct or not, but they had a bunch of like main deck graveyard hate. So, and then play the Thassa from my graveyard. If they have Pyroblast, we match it, so it should be fine. I guess they could have Pyroblast and Flusterstorm and have held back the whole game, but I feel like that's fairly unlikely. And that's why Luris is sweet. Though might not have been necessary. I don't think I played that game correctly. And I'm not sure the sideboard plan was the best it could have been. I do kind of wish we had like another Oracle so I could have 2 in the main and 1 in the board. But it's really hard to fit something like that. We'll have to think about it. Not a bad start. We're here. We're at it again. Semifinals versus Crazy Diamond. Crazy Diamond is on a version of the Bant mid-range, the noble fish thing. Here it is. It's the Bant Archon deck, except there's an R set, which is a little... I guess that has been in and out of this deck. But there's also 4 True Name Nemesis, which is very interesting, and as well as 2 Voice of Resurgence, which is a new tech that I have not seen yet. Opponent has 3 Swords of Pleasures in the main, a bunch of Force of Wills, which can be very annoying, as well as Containment Priest, Rest in Pieces in the board, Grafdigger's Cage, all kinds of nonsense in the board that's very good versus us. What is a Mystic Reflection? And a Mystic Reflection, apparently. All you need to know about opponent's deck is an early Archon of Emeria is super good. I have a cat. What do we have here? We've got a Mold of 6. Interesting hand. Not a really strong hand against my opponent's deck. Flusterstorm is not at its best here. Treasure Cruise is really far off. Red return is obviously a mulligan anyways. I think I would rather just put this back and try again. This is like a better version of the last hand. We can time walk and probe and do things on turn 1, so definitely put this Narcomoeba at the bottom. My opponent also mulled to 6. See if they keep. Looks like they're keeping, trying to figure out what to put on the bottom. All right, they kept their 6. Let's take a peek. Force of Will, Strip Mine, Forest, Prop, Archon. Interesting. Kind of a slow hand. No white source. Seems reasonable. Drew a Dread Return. Not great. Definitely gonna just time walk here. No downsides. Can get our Luris if we need to. Though I do have to fetch a Tropical, I think, here, which means we can't cast our Luris right away, but I think it's reasonable still. Found a Demonic Tutor. So shall we... Shall we force the Force of Will? Or shall we make it so they have to force our Ancestral? Leaving them with nothing but a Strip Mine? Kind of seems like something I'm interested in doing. Especially because it's very unlikely that I'll be able to play Luris next turn anyways. Not that that would do very much. If we play this, we'll go to 3, and we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards in yard. So we'll be 1 short on Cruise. Yeah. If they choose not to force this and choose to force the Ancestral, we'll have a better chance of cruising, which would be nice. This draw sucked, obviously. Not much we can do about it, though. That's part of the cost of playing your crazy combo with Hermit Druid. My opponent's hand doesn't do very much if it forces, right? They have an Archon, but no white source. They're probably going to just strip mine us. If they choose not to strip mine us, we're still 1 mana away from Cruise. Hopefully they don't draw like Lotus here. That'd be bad. I guess a Noble Hierarch is also a fairly bad draw for us. There are definitely a couple ways this can go very poorly. But, I mean, we had to keep our hand, and we had to play it the way we did, I think, so. The good thing about Strip is that they're not, like, playing a Noble Hierarch or something. But it does mean that we can't play green cards, so. Definitely just looking for a land here. Mental Misstep. That's not terrible, but not great. Hopefully they... Now we actually kind of wanted them to have drawn a 1-drop. Fetch land. Force. That's not terrible either. Very on edge here. Okay, so they've drawn some uncastables. Still would take a Treasure Cruise. Okay, that's a good one. That's a good one. How many Flusterstorms are in their main? Just 1 Flusterstorm. Pretty sure we're just supposed to cruise. And then I think we're just supposed to cruise with all of it. Maybe we can leave the Lotus. Take a quick stop here. What if we do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Use all of our mana, leave the Lotus for Luris? Is that better than leaving Demonic or Time Walk for Sanctuary? Probably. Though that won't play around Fluster, right? That's the problem. Fluster would be 3. So I think we just want to lose it to play around the 1 Fluster. Not terrible. Definitely think I want to just deploy Deathrite Shaman. It'll help our mana situation. There's only 1 land to use, but I think that's also okay. We have definitely a bunch of options now. And we have some counter magic. Let's see if they just deploy an Archon. They did not hit a land drop, and they have 4 unknown cards. Somewhat scary. Vamp for Ancestral seems about right at this point. I guess it could also be Vamp for Hermit Druid. If they counter this, I don't think I would fight. I guess it depends what their counter spell is. 1 Force of Negation, 1 Flusterstorm, 1 Daze, 4 Force of Will, and 3 Swords of Plowshares. And an Oko. 3 Okos, I guess. They have something. I don't know what it is. I think it's Flusterstorm, which makes me really happy I played around it. If this was Flusterstormed right now, I wouldn't pay. I would just take my natural draw. I think. I'm not actually sure. It's pretty close. Oh, they just had Force. Pitching True Name. That's fine. I'm okay with this. Land drop is perfectly reasonable as well. I could put the Luris in my hand, but I would rather leave open Pierce. Might have to, like, if they hit a land drop, I might have to, like, force an Archon and have to Pierce a Force back or something. So they are running low on forces themselves. Another land drop is missed from our opponent. So they've drawn 0 lands in 5 draws. Not ideal for them. What do we draw here? A Living Wish. Ooh. Yo. Thank you for the 10 months, you powerful wizard. I appreciate that. I'm actually thinking here, I might just Living Wish for a Strip Mine. I kind of like that a lot. I do use my last land in my yard here, but I like this play. I think it's fairly strong. I'm gonna go get the Strip Mine out of my yard, or out of my exile, or sideboard? Sideboard. And Strip Mine their Trop. And now there are 2 more lands to use off of our Deathrite. So I was more concerned about the Living Wish getting countered, Dabu, and then I have no lands left to use. But we're in a very strong spot here. My opponent is really choked on mana. We have an active Deathrite. We just need to find some action. Action has been found. Green. Druid. We do need to therapy ourselves to get the Dread Return. So I'm not 100% sure if we are fully covered. They have 2 Force of Wills and a Force of Negation still in their deck. I'm not 100% sure we're even allowed to go for this Druid combo right away. Okay, I think I'm gonna cast that and see what happens first. If they negate this, I just pierce. We have our own negation. Hmm. So we can beat 2, but we can't beat 3. That's probably fine. All they can have are their 2 remaining Force of Wills and a Force of Negation, and they can't have 3 blue cards because we know they have an Archon. So I think we are wrapped up with between Spell Pierce and Force of Will. Let me just do a quick double check of their deck. I think we are good to go here. So I actually knew that Ancestral was a little greedy because the Ancestral would have made it so I could have drawn like Monarch Amoeba. So I have double force covered. They can't have triple force covered. I have to therapy myself and then dread return. Yeah, I think we're good here. No, they can't have triple force because 2 forces are gone, and we know they have an Archon in their hand. So we have double force covered, so we're good here. So we're good. Bit of a risky hand on my opponent's side, but they also drew very, very poorly. So now we come to the big question. My opponent has 3 Rest in Peace, 2 Containment Priest, a Graph Digger's Cage, basically a million Graveyard Hate. I'm going to board out Graveyard combo again in this match chat. I'm going to board it all out again. And I'm going to bring in True Name, Witch. Maybe not True Name then. Witch, Oof, Oracle, Grip Mine. Matchups kind of like these and Jeskai. I think Drake is fine, but I still need to keep my Living Wish package okay. Okay. I just think I don't want this graveyard package. Seems really poor here. I don't think this is very good. Don't really want to put it in my main deck. Maybe I still just keep 1 therapy then. I just think that these cards are not very strong. It's tough. It's tough. I wish I had like 1 more Oracle. I think 1 more Oracle would make me a lot happier. Obviously, Collector Group's not the biggest deal. It's tough to balance out wanting things to wish for and having things in my main deck. Drake has been fine. We've like not done anything tonight with it, but like stranded Golos and stuff like that. But it's mostly for Tinker and stuff. And I don't know, Eldrazi. I don't know how good it is. It's more of an experimental card than anything else. I'm gonna try this. See how this goes. I'm not thrilled, but I just kind of hope my opponent brings in tons of graveyard hate. And we blanket a little bit. That's not a bad idea. We have actually that does kind of seem reasonable. Maybe we'll do that for game 3. There are still like decent hits off of Living Wish. Like sometimes True Name could be good. Like sometimes Tabernacle could be good. Sometimes Gilded could be good. Sometimes the Narcomoeba as a blue card might be important. So like there's like definitely some things that could be good, but all right, game 2. Cat acquired. This hand makes me really sad, obviously, that we have this Living Wish, but can't really pass up Fetch Land, Jet, Deathrite Shaman. And obviously Vamp is strong. Yeah, this is definitely a keep here. Hopefully we don't have too much of a strong play from our opponent on turn 1. Let's see what they've got for us. Noble, yeah. So I do want to play this fetch land over these other choices. It is a little annoying because I kind of have to fetch Underground Sea. Maybe that's bad. I don't want to be wastelanded, and I want to hold open days. Makes things kind of challenging. But I want this fetch to get tropical. Maybe I'm actually. I mean, maybe I just have to go Underground Sea then. I guess if they spend the turn wastelanding, it's not the hugest deal. Hmm. Unfortunately, the True Name Nemesis plan normally would be pretty reasonable against my opponent, except for the fact that they have Noble Hierarch and 4 True Name Nemesis. So it might not be as strong. Sapphire. That's not good. It could be 4 mana. They have, what, 1 days in their deck? Strip Mine. So, it's really unfortunate. This is exactly what I didn't want to happen, but at least I can vamp, I guess. Probably just vamping for an Ancestral. Everything else doesn't seem very strong. If opponent casts a counterspell here, I could daze and pick up my C, which would have been pretty sweet. I guess I could. No, I think Ancestral just makes the most sense. Theoretically, could actually get a Lurrus into play, but I could go Lotus and go get Lurrus, play Lurrus, get back Lotus. Doesn't seem fantastic though. I think we're just supposed to get Ancestral Recall. So unfortunately, I won't have days if they play Archon here, which is insane because it means they probably drew this Sapphire, which is very, very good here. But if they choose to not play an Archon, I think we can still battle. We can still cast our Ancestral next turn by using our Deathrite Shaman, so it's not the end of the world. But we're definitely on the back foot at this point. It is just going to be Archon. Really, really unfortunate that they drew this Sapphire and got to do Strip Mine plus... Because this days would have been very, very good right now. So the question will now become, do they have a force? Because we can't ever protect our Ancestral with days. But I don't think I want to cast Ancestral on their turn. Maybe I do. Maybe that's fine. Ah, they have another Fluster post board. We cannot protect any spell with days due to Archon. I think I'm supposed to cast this right now. That resolved. So this is pretty sweet. So I get to play Underground Sea and a Deathray Shaman. Oh, I can't play Deathray Shaman, sorry. Because this is not non-creature spells for some reason. It's just Rule of Law. Okay. I hate this card so much, chat. I really, really just hate this card. Maybe I do need to get like a board wipe in our sideboard. This card is absurd. It's so good. I don't know why half of it is symmetrical as well. Just doesn't make sense. Can we beat that ever? No, it makes our life fairly challenging. I agree, but I think we can get there. Okay, so there's one graveyard hate, but we don't really care about this card right now, so it's basically a dead card, which is really nice. This was kind of the goal, was to get them to board in a lot of cards that we didn't care about, but it might just not matter because they have an Archon. It was really the Mox giving them a strip mine and the ability to play around days that made this happen, though. Negation. Interesting. Not the greatest. Um, I think we do want to just demonic for the removal spell. It's too bad we don't have Abrupt Decay. I chose Assassin's Trophy as my one removal spell because I could answer any permanent, but I definitely would have liked it to be uncounterable. Yeah, I'm just going to try to remove it. I mean, it doesn't do the exact same thing as Thalia. Has similar text. Yes. I would definitely say it's better card, but Thalia 3 is still a really strong card. Kind of better versus different decks. Thalia 3 is incredible against creature decks, and this is incredible against vintage decks. Vintage decks. All right. We have time here. It's not the end of the world. All right. Another land going into the yard is not bad for us either. Um, guess this doesn't really matter. Hmm. I think we just need to hope they cast another spell next turn. Gonna play another Deathrite Shaman. No, I should be able to play around the days, I guess. Maybe the Emerald is slightly better. Can't play the Emerald because Lavinia exists, so fuck it. I guess we're gonna play Deathrite Shaman. I said this didn't matter, then I immediately drew one of my remaining like 2 pieces of 0 drops. That is a classic outcome. I guess these cards are kind of dead. Maybe this is gonna be a challenge. Yeah, I mean, I definitely knowingly chose Trophy over Decay, as I could answer every permanent with it. But I would definitely rather have a Decay in this situation. But hopefully opponent will just cast a spell for me, and then everything will be okay. They do know that we DT'd, so I'm not optimistic. Oh wow, they're just going to cast a spell? Play like a True Name Nemesis. Well, I guess True Name Nemesis is also a challenge for me. Okay, True Name Nemesis. This works. Do I want to take this 3? I guess there's not really spells that they're going to be able. Well, they could definitely play spells. If I take this, I go to 9, and it's a 3-turn clock, or I can take... Yeah, I can just take this. Well, no, I'm gonna go to 9, I'm gonna go to 8, and then it's a 2-turn clock. I guess I have to trophy this now. Green, black, trophy this. I'm scared of, like, time walk, bunch of things. But not much I can really do about it. I don't think taking this and going to 8 and then letting 2 True Name Nemesis hits kill me is a great idea. Though I can start eating creatures. Not really, because I only have 1 creature. It's all very awkward. Okay, we get to go to my turn. Don't see a reason to crack yet. These 2 cards are dead. This card is dead. So we have 3 dead cards in our 5-card hand. And this Living Wish really doesn't get much. Because we boarded out most of our combo. I can't race with the True Name. I can't take with my Gilded Drake, probably. Exchange control of Gilded Drake and up to 1 target creature. So can't exchange with the Gilded Drake. I could Gilded Drake the Lavinia, or whatever that would do. We got to get our combo pieces aligned here. This Lavinia is killing us. Maybe we are supposed to Gilded Drake this Lavinia then. I just can't do anything. Maybe I will do that. Doesn't really change the clock, right? I think it's better. I mean, I could get my Hermit Druid. It's certainly an option. And then I just have to draw Oracle. But I think Cruise gives us the best chance of getting there. And I kind of want to play more stuff. And it will turn off their Force of Wills if they were to draw them. Yeah, I don't know. I'm convinced. Let's try it. I guess this clock increases the clock, doesn't it? It's a 2-turn clock now. Well, I guess it's not a 2-turn clock because we have Deathrite Shaman. So we can go up to 13. So this kind of works. Okay, now we're allowed to play this. The question is, are we eating the Archon this turn or playing a Deathrite Shaman? I think we don't need to play the Deathrite Shaman right away. So we can just eat. Now we have Counterspell as well. So if there was like an Oko, we could counter that. Maybe I am supposed to get Hermit Druid. It's so tough. Blue? Blue? Is it another True Name? That would really screw up my clock, wouldn't it? All right, well, this actually worked out really well. Gilded Drake. Every time Andy comes in chat, Gilded Drake does something silly. I swear to God, if they play an Archon here after I pitch my days, though, I'm going to lose my brain. True name. Okay, that fucks up my clock, doesn't it? Oh, shit. All right, well, this cruise has got to be good. I go 6 down to 7, and I have 9 on board. Okay. Yes. Okay. So I use this blue, and I hit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6, 7, and then I still have blue, blue, black. Okay. This uh man, we actually have Living Wish for Hermit Druid, but we don't have the turn. I can Living Wish for a Narcomoeba to buy me a turn. I have to crack my Lotus. I can Living Wish for Narcomoeba to buy me 1 turn, blocking the Gilded Drake. That's got to be it. That's the only line, I think. And then I have to draw Consult off the top. I have Luris as well. Does that do anything? Maybe I should have thought about this. No, because I can't block the true names. I don't have a green. I can make a green mana. I think I can play this. So I think I can block the Gilded Drake, and then I can eat it with the Deathrite Shamans to get up to 3, and then I can crack again. They drew an Oko. Oh, fuck off. Oh, my brilliant line did not work. That's unfortunate. Close. Close. This Gilded Drake play actually seemed pretty good. Oh, wait, they fucked up. Okay, we have a turn. We have a turn. I don't care about this Lavinia. It's going to go to the graveyard. They missed the Narcomoeba. Okay, we play Magic. We play on. Block here. Block here. They die. Eat. Fetch. Blue, blue, black, blue, blue, green, blue, black. Demonic Consultation one time. Okay. Consultation one time. Nope. Close. Close, chat. Close. We played pretty well there, I think. Just needed a little bit more time. I think we still like our board plan, though. I don't think I want, like, the Narcomoebas in the deck. Just trying to go 2-card combo is fine. I think it's all fine. We could theoretically board in True Name, Gilded Drake, and Luris and cut the Living Wishes. I don't know if that's like good enough tell. I don't think it's good enough. Like, normally I don't mind True Name in this matchup, but they have 4 True Names for whatever reason. Maybe we should just go back to full combo. We would board out this. What else do we board out? Maybe that's just fine. Maybe we should just do that, and then we just put back. What do we have? What do we? Thassa's Oracle and Strip Mine. Okay, I buy it. I buy it. Let's try it. All right, I have very few minutes on the clock. I have to play a little bit faster. I have a cat. This is kind of hinging on the fact that my Ancestral resolves, doesn't it? I don't know if I can keep this hand. Yeah, I think I'm going to keep it. I think I'm going to hold this, go for an end of their turn Ancestral, or just a vamp for a land and then go Time Walk and then go Ancestral. Something like that. Maybe this is like super greedy and not actually viable. Maybe I am just supposed to go for Ancestral. I don't think I'm supposed to go up for upkeep Ancestral because I don't think I want to get Wastelanded. They only have 3 Wastelands. It's close. I think I'm leaning towards Ancestral upkeep. It's so close. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I'm going Ancestral upkeep, but I'm not sure it's correct. But the problem is now. Oh wow, yeah. All right. Well, I mean, those draws are good, but no land. So if they have a wasteland, no wasteland. Okay. Yeah. Don't really want to daze in this situation, right? It's not fantastic. I would rather be able to vamp. So the question becomes, am I forcing? Am I countering this? I don't think so. Is vamping for a land correct here? I don't even know if it is. I kind of think it is. Archon, daze. Okay. I took a fetch so that I couldn't get waste. Well, mostly for wasteland. Maybe I should go on a duel. I don't know. I think I'm just supposed to time walk here. I guess I'm gonna look for an assassin's trophy on this. I don't really want to assassin's trophy that, but I'm not really getting anywhere if I'm not. I didn't think I was allowed to daze it, was why I didn't. Three cards in hand. White, blue, Oko, force. I wonder if they have fluster. I don't think I'm gonna assassin's trophy this turn because they might have fluster. Kind of felt like that pause was fluster. Living Wish for Druid. Well, now I kind of want to just get the Druid in play now. The problem is I really do want all of these lands in my yard. I guess I can just trophy now. Well, then I'm still not Living Wishing, so I don't know what I'm doing. This seems like a poor play. Maybe this is gonna come back and bite me if they just like slam an Archon next turn. I think they have a Flusterstorm for sure. It's just the way they're pausing makes it feel like Flusterstorm. I mean, if this is a Lavinia, my cruise is shit. If this is a true name, I don't really care. But I'd like to draw a land so that I could. I don't think it's gonna matter. Ah, it's so sad. Oh man, I'm not even gonna be able to protect my combo because they have so much mana. Well, at least we'll get to delve once if we have to refuel. They might have swords here. Would be quite unfortunate. Yep. Oh, actually, we're currently not at Delve once. Okay. Demonic. Sure. Still think they have Flusterstorm as their last card. I think I'm supposed to go Hermit Druid again, though. Am I supposed to go Hermit Druid again? What if I go, like, Black Lotus, Luris? No? I will be one Narcomoeba short of being able to, like, therapy them. But I should be able to pay for a Flusterstorm. I'm at 8. I'm at 2. I can't be Flusterstorm plus swords or something. If I play this Deathrite Shaman, I can... I don't think I'm supposed to go... Maybe this is super greedy. Maybe that was super greedy. That was probably really bad. Yeah, I fucked up, chat. I don't know why. Well, why'd I do that? Whatever. Uh, I mean, they could have had the swords on my turn, in which case we would have lost, so maybe it's fine. But now we're just so far away from winning. Ah, man, my dig is gonna get countered. Maybe I should just play a Luris. I think I played. Maybe I was too. Whatever. Gotta play it out. Hardcast Force, maybe. That would be really bad. I guess I lose the Time Walk now. I don't know. I have a Force. All right, I definitely think I'm just supposed to get my shit Flusterstormed here. Oh, I guess I can do that on their turn. I don't have time. I don't have time. I'm already tapped. Whatever. I think they had Fluster Swords, which is why I chose to wait, but... Yeah. What is that? White, blue, blue. Oh, hard cast negation? Jesus. Might have to stop here. I probably should have just gone for it because I had no time on my clock. Please don't be fluster. Another hard cast negation? Hard cast force? It's not a good matchup. I do think that I would have lost if I went all in, but I also think I should have just gone all in because I just don't have enough time. We are unfortunately one creature away from being able to blank this for another turn. So even if we draw Hermit Druid, we don't make it. We have to draw better than Hermit Druid. There's just like no creatures in the yard because I don't play removal in my deck. Oh, they just drew Time Walk off the top. Man! Ah! Hmm. I knew they had Fluster, right? I knew they had Fluster. I had the hard read on Fluster. The problem was I couldn't beat Fluster. I feel like if they had swords, they would have just swords. I probably was just punted by being too passive. I just knew that I could beat Fluster. I think I fucked up. I think I fucked up, chat. Let's go look. I think I just I psyched myself out of a win. Like, we knew they had Fluster. It was definitely a hard read on Fluster. But we could beat Fluster there. Right here, right here, right here. No, we should have just gone. We should have just gone for it. Because we beat Flusterstorm. We just go... We just have it for 2, pay 2. We have it beat. Why did I care about swords? What did swords do? Oh, swords stopped me from Dread returning. That's what swords did. I was worried that we would go for it and then they would swords my Hermit Druid. That's a shitty thing to worry about, though. No, this was just wrong. I think I had this game won and I just chose to lose instead. No, this was terrible because we know they have one Fluster in their hand, or at least have a hard read on one Fluster. I guess we would lose to Fluster plus Force? No, we beat Fluster plus Force. This was just a punt. I just threw the game. Like, sure, we would lose to Fluster plus Swords. We would lose to Fluster plus Swords, but that's not a reason not to go for it. Yeah, I think we threw this game. I think this was the one game that we just threw away. I got baited by this Deathrite Shaman, but the Deathrite Shaman doesn't even do anything, so I don't know why I chose to play it. It insulated me versus Swords is what it did. Because that way, if I went for it, then I would be able to Dread Return. Because I had pitched the Narcomoeba. Is that right, though? Maybe pitching the Narcomoeba was bad? I thought pitching the Narcomoeba made sense because I thought we wanted to be able to have a backup plan. Yeah, that was pre-Living Wish, right? Yeah. We didn't have a backup plan. Our backup plan was Cruise. So, I do think that we misplayed. I don't know if we would have won or not, but I think that was a misplay. We should have gone for it, and if we got Sword Flustered, then we got Sword Flustered. And instead of giving us a chance to win, we just... I mean, to be fair, they also did draw swords immediately and stop us, because we can't lose to anything if we resolve the Death Right. I don't know. If we actually can't lose... Well, we would have lost to a top deck Oko, so that's kind of silly. Passing the turn here is silly. This was bad. I think the time crunch and just the Deathrite Shaman just not a good play. Not a good play. Okay, that's enough of that. Yeah, I do think that I would rather have activated this and lost to the swords if I had it. Okay. So this deck's really cool. It's kind of hard to play. And that matchup is very, very hard. Not a good matchup. We don't play any removal in our deck. Which is what Archon preys upon when you are a greedy player like Justin and don't play removal in your deck. That is what happens. I don't really think you can afford to play much removal in this shell, to be fair. It's pretty compact, and you have to have all the pieces that you need to have. So, I do think this deck is pretty good. I just think I probably could have played slightly better, and then we would have had a better shot. So I did give myself lots of room in game 2 to draw well. And I think we actually had lots of room in games 2 and 3 to draw better than we did. And we kind of whiffed, right? We drew a dig through time when we already had no chance of casting our cruise and having it resolve. So I think if we drew a little bit better, we'd get there. I'm not 100% sure if we would have won if we had activated, but I do think in retrospect, I would rather have activated just because of top deck Okos. I think that's the big reason that I want to activate is if my opponent has 3 Okos they can top deck. Maybe it's 2 Okos at that point. I'm not really sure. It does seem like it makes sense. I guess they could have also had a Containment Priest. Now that I think about it. They had 2 Containment Priests that they could have had. So there are a lot of ways we lose, but I think in that situation, Make 'em Have It is better choice. I don't think the Deathrite gives you like so much coverage that you're super happy playing it and waiting a turn. Either way, thank you everybody for watching. My next stream is going to be Saturday. Vintage Challenge, 1 p.m. Eastern. And yeah, that's the next stream. I'm not sure what else. There will be the Salty video going up tomorrow, which will be the green-white lands from the Mythic Society. I'm not sure what we're going to play this weekend for the challenge. Maybe just PO. Haven't really decided yet. Something combo-y, probably. But yeah. So if you're watching this not live and you're on YouTube, make sure you like the video, comment down below, tell me the misplays that I made, and subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate that. Thanks.